We're going to try to beat the rain, so and we need the rain, so we want it to come, but let's get this thing started. I'm Bonnie Proctor, and I'm chairman of the Richmond Hill Convention and Visitors Bureau. Standing beside me are my board members. I have Shannon Gannon, Pam Shores, Sherry Broom, and of course our executive director, Christy Sherman. Jason Carter and Mark Thomas aren't with us today, but they are also an integral part of the board of directors. I'd also like to welcome, of course, Mayor Russ Carpenter, Christy Cox, who's with the City Council, Brad Brookshire with the County Commissioners, Representative Al Williams, Carter Enfinger, our County Chairman, Bill Donahue, and now I will invite Russ to the podium.
Just another word of welcome and thanks for the incredible effort that's gone into making this a reality. As you well know, we were very, very close to losing this building and in a very real way, losing a part of our history. But various people stepped up, including the City Council, the CVB, Christy Sherman, who is an asset to this community, and various others stepped up to make this happen, stop it from not only being torn down, but to repurpose it, and at the same time, find a way to incorporate the history, which we're doing today. Thank you all for coming, and we look forward to other events like this as we redo Richmond Hill. Thank you.
I'm not as tall as Russ, so I need to lower this microphone a little bit. It's an honor for me to be here to participate in this, and I'd like to echo what the mayor said about the CVB, the board, and especially Christy Sherman for the outstanding work that she's done for this community and pulling all of this together. And I don't think there's any greater promoter and marketer of Richmond Hill and Lower Bryan County than Christy Sherman. So I really do appreciate Christy. Christy's been a friend and a colleague for a long time, and I'm never ceased to be amazed at what she's able to pull together. And a lot of the reason that you're here today is the work of her and her outstanding board. We are a community with a diverse history. This community can tell a lot of stories going back hundreds of years, thousands of years if you include the Native American peoples that were on these grounds at one time. But we have rice culture, we have plantations, we have railroads, we have agriculture, we have naval stores and turpentine, timber cutting. But really, when you distill it down, the fundamental fact of Richmond Hill and Lower Bryan County is the story of Henry Ford. We are marketed and promoted as a Henry Ford town. And not many towns in America can say that. We're very unique, and we're in very short and select company when we can say that. And the work of the city of Richmond Hill with its civic officials, its local government officials, the CVB, the Historical Society, on and on and on, the County Chamber of Commerce, everybody pulling together can promote this. And I speak at groups all up and down this coast, and people that are new to this area think there's nothing on the Georgia coast except Savannah and St. Simons. And so I have to preach the gospel of places like Richmond Hill and Midway and Darien and St. Mary's everywhere I go. And people are discovering that, and I think it's important to realize that we are a Henry Ford town, and this is where our tourism dollars can be spent and best promoted in the best possible way. And it's facilities like this, the town that Henry Ford built with his wife Clara, and so many of these structures that we go by every single day along this road and other parts of town, that is our legacy here. And it's a legacy to be preserved and documented and promoted and shared with anybody that is interested and wants to become a part of it. I would like to see this town even heavily marketed, even more so than it is now, particularly with this facility opening here today. With this grand opening of this facility, this can become the focal point, the launching pad for all things tourism, promotion, and marketing of our community, and this is where it can be. This is ground zero, and then just down the street we have a wonderful museum a few blocks from here that tells the story of our history, and then a few miles down the road we have Fort McAllister. And so you put all of these elements together, and we really have a lot going for us here. It's an amazing thing. And I'm sure Henry Ford is somewhere up there smiling down on us right now today saying, you're keeping the legacy going. And I think he's very proud of that and very pleased of that. And there are people here that knew Henry Ford that's in this group right now. And I think that's so important to share those memories and be a part of this and to keep the memories alive and the legacy going. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paige Glazer. I am the president of the Historical Society today. This is my role today right now. So I am very excited to be here, and on behalf of the Society, congratulations to the CVB and to the City of Richmond Hill and everyone else who has been involved in preserving this little piece of our story. It's exciting to no end. Most of you know I publish a magazine as well in town, so I'm very excited on that realm also, because we have a new chapter to a new story. So thank you very much for everything that you've done, Christy. She has put so much time and effort, and without her, this building would have been gone, and who knows what it would have been. It may just be dirt. So congratulations. So today we are going to unveil the historic marker, and I have been asked to read the text on that. Russ and Christy, are you going to come over and pull it off as I read, or okay? So, Richmond Hill Plantation Bakery. Henry Ford implemented the construction of the bakery building in 1941 to provide fresh baked goods for the employees of his Richmond Hill Plantation. The bakery was operated in tandem with the adjacent Commissary and Post Office buildings, thus providing convenient shopping access for Ford employees and other area residents. Ira S. Womble Sr. managed the bakery during the Ford era at Richmond Hill. A unique aspect of the bakery operation was that soybean flour was provided for experimental purposes by well-known agriculturalist and Ford friend George Washington Carver of Tuskegee Institute.
Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Mayor Carpenter. Thank you, Buddy. Thank you, Bonnie. Everyone said such beautiful words about the building. We are very excited to be here. As you go through the building today, you'll see that it really was a community effort that came together to make this possible. The City of Richmond Hill, the CVB board, and then also some of our community partners. I'd like to recognize RPI Roofing for providing the roof of the building. Plantation Lumber and Hardware right across the street gave us a great discount on all the lumber and supplies that we needed for the repairs. Gerald's Heating and Air supplied our heating and air conditioning units for us. Leahy Art Gallery made all the beautiful artwork inside photographs taken by our photographer Russ Bryant, who's here today. And then Arts on the Coast has a beautiful art gallery in the space that you can enjoy as well. Shoreline Landscaping did the beautiful transformation of the exterior for us. And we just really appreciate everyone coming together and making this all possible. I'd like to recognize also our professional services that we used. We used Landmark Preservation to do the restoration of the building. And Jerry Lominack is with us today, who is our architect with Lominack Coleman Smith out of Savannah. So thank you to both of you as well. You did a wonderful job on the restoration. We have been nominated for a preservation award through the Georgia Trust for historic preservation. So stay tuned for possible news on that in the upcoming weeks. And then thank you to all of you who I know will be visiting and bringing visitors here. We hope this is a space for residents and visitors alike to enjoy. And as you go through, you'll also see some interesting artifacts that we're really proud to have back that were located here originally. And we can thank John Womble for that, who's going to speak to us in just a moment. But John is the grandson of Henry Ford's baker that was here originally. And as you know, Ira Womble, his grandfather, moved to Claxton, Georgia after Henry Ford's death and started the Georgia Fruitcake Company. And John still runs that today. So he does a wonderful job with his bakery. And he has returned the original mixer, the original work table, and a really cool industrial fan that we just got back this morning that you'll see. So as you look through the building, you'll see some of those original artifacts that have been returned. Thank you, John, for that. Thank you to the Richmond Hill Historical Society for loaning us the mixer. It's back in its rightful place again, so I hope you'll enjoy that. And John, I guess you wanted to say a few words as well. I hope you will. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the Womble family, I would like to thank the Richmond Hill CVB and the City of Richmond Hill for recognizing my grandfather, Ira Womble Sr., in your restoration and dedication of the Ford Bakery. I've heard stories all of my life of the good times my family had here at the Ford Bakery and Richmond Hill. I commend all the people that have worked, especially Christy Sherman, to save and repurpose a piece of your heritage. Congratulations on a job well done. I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
I just wanted to recognize our VIPs here today. We have about 1720 Ford era residents that have come out to here today to reopen the bakery. But not only that, they're going to lend us their history, their knowledge. We're going to do a video history after our luncheon that will be recorded, so we can just hear their stories and understand from a first-person perspective what all Henry Ford did in Richmond Hill and our rich historical heritage. Thank you all for coming.
So the new Richmond Hill Visitor Center is officially open for business, so please come in and tour and have some refreshments from the Georgia Fruitcake Company. I think it really represents the character of our town. I don't think there's any better place we could be than in an authentic Ford building. So I think a lot of people are pleasantly surprised about what they're seeing inside. To see it restored, people seem to be really enjoying it.
1, 2, 3.
Well, to the Historical Society, today represents our mission coming to fruition. We are working endlessly to raise funds and capital, and not only raise money to protect these old historic treasures, but also to educate our public on why they're so very important.
Well, we have all kinds of information inside about Richmond Hill. There's pamphlets people can take. We have a modern kiosk that people can look at to find out what they can do here, where they can stay, where they can play, where they can eat. So there's all kinds of good information on the area. And the other thing that's really neat is there's historical artifacts inside. We have the original bakery mixer from when Ira Womble actually baked here in this building. And we have other artifacts inside that are fun for people to come and see. And also we have Arts on the Coast here. So there's all kinds of artwork to take a look at where you can get an idea of what the area looks like through people who've made art, who live here.
I'm still almost horrified that we almost lost this building, and once something like this is gone, it doesn't come back. You don't rebuild history. So the fact that this has all come to fruition, and it's beyond our wildest expectations in the not only today's turnout, but how the building looks, our connection with the history, what it's going to mean for our Richmond Hill and our Visitors Bureau, the tourists it's going to bring in to further tell our story. We're not just a little bedroom community of Savannah. We have a very culturally rich heritage ourselves, and we want to tell that.
And I think it's a good example of what you really can do if you're committed to saving history.